How we going, guys? My name's Taz. This is a follow-up video to one that we posted recently on Kickstarter. This one's going to explain a little bit more about the World Titles Arena, and it's going to explain a little bit more about how the game works as well. Now, the proper documentary will be filmed by a professional crew on high-quality cameras, so expect a little bit higher quality than what you see at the moment. Before we get into any details, however, let's check out the history of the World Titles and laser sporting.
So laser sporting began in a major way in the mid-90s. Lots of big trophies, lots of tournaments with a lot of competitors. Some US tournaments had up to 10-man teams. In the mid-2000s, the US and the Scandinavian players took to public places and car parks and things like this, playing a one-on-one style of game they call Lord of the Rings, where they battle each other in a small ring with no arena cover. And they cultivated this very strong ability to play people one-on-one in what we call a standoff situation in the arena. Both the Finn and the US teams are quite experienced, so they can pick up new arenas very quickly.
In 2009, the first ever World Titles was held in Finland between Finland, the US, Sweden and Australia. Now, Sweden and Finland, they've been watching the Americans and they developed a really similar play style to the Americans. But when Australia went over, we had to adapt to the local settings because we were used to a completely different play style. The top Australian team made a dash for the finals, however they were so close, they came fourth.
The three teams in the final in 2009 were the two home Finn teams and the US Legends. In laser tag, having a home ground advantage is significant. And against the odds, the US Legends got through to the final and then got victory in that first World Titles in 2009. The Finn players didn't like this very much and they began to assemble very quickly one of the most well-oiled laser tag destruction machines that many of us had seen before. And in 2011, they returned to Syracuse onto the US home soil and they got victory there and never really looked like losing. They won almost every event, including first and second in solos.
The Finns and the Americans, they're going to be battling it out to try and prove that they are the best laser tag team in the world. The winners from the last two Australasian titles will be attending, as well as the top three finalists from this year's competition. Should be good.
It's going to be a ripper comp. Just making the final is going to be a huge achievement.
Before we go into detail on how the team game works, let's first have a closer look at the equipment and get a better idea of what is happening when the vests flash in various states. The equipment we will be playing on is Nexus Generation 2 equipment from P&C Micros. Nexus is the standard for competitive laser tag in most areas of the globe. Nexus has a beautiful slimline vest that hugs the body very naturally. The colour of the lights indicates which team a player is on, either red, blue or green. One of the first things you may notice when watching the top level guys play is that they all have a special way of holding the phaser. They do this to maximise speed and movement of their phaser in all directions around their body. Players must have two hands on the phaser and are not allowed to use their arms to cover their vest sensors. A style has been developed where many players fire from their waist or above their head to avoid covering their pack, and to get nice angles on the opposition players' vests that increases the chances of tagging an opponent.
Generally, the pack will be in one of three states.
Active. All lights are on and the player is able to fire and tag opposition players at will. Stunned. Player has been tagged on the shoulder or phaser in a stun zone. The lights will flash like a Christmas tree. They can still be tagged, but they cannot fire for 4 seconds.
Throughout the documentary, we'll be going into the various stances and body positions players use to win their one-on-one battles.
Laser tag's a unique game in that there's three teams in the arena and each team has their own base area that they need to protect. And each base area has an individual play dynamic. So often teams will look at the base that they're playing from and also the opponents that they're playing in a game before they formulate their final strategy.
Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you understand a little bit more about what competitive laser tag is. If you have any questions for players or you want to find out about your local leagues and competitions in your area, visit mylasertagforums.com. We'll see you at the World Titles during our daily video blog posts. Remember to become a $10 backer and you'll get a link to the daily video blog posts as well as an up-to-date results page. Goodbye for now.